You don't get any recommended tweets? Like, do you have it on mobile? Like, do you have the Twitter app on mobile? You probably did, like, the smart thing and, like, clicked, like, stop sending me recommended fucking tweets. Yeah, email and shit. Because I do the Iceland thing? What's that? I used to get a bunch of them. I subscribed to some block lists that block almost every major company. Yeah, that's smart. Although I did notice that I added like one of those block lists, and then I looked for like a baseball clip and I couldn't find it because it had blocked Major League Baseball. And I'm like, well, okay, that one kind of backfired on me. Okay. Oh, where you set your location to somewhere. Oh, I see. I actually do for one of my accounts where oh shit, you know what? Hold on, I just realized. Oh wait, no. Yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold on. Under okay. Um, I do for one of my accounts where I post or where I like reblog a lot of art. I do use the trending one because it does feed me like top content pretty quickly, which I like. And I actually get annoyed when if I like accidentally go onto that account, then it'll like basically be like, oh, here's you got all the recommended content, and the next time like I refresh, it'll be like, okay, here's all the latest content. I'm like, fuck, missed all the good stuff. Um, but yeah, no, I don't use that for my main account. The trending bar is so fucking weird. It never has anything to do with you. But you look and you're like, God damn, what are people in this world doing? Oh, it does? Oof. Yeah, every time I do it, I just I live in constant fear of whatever the fuck is on the trending bar. Okay, so someone did a Mega Luxray design that I think looks pretty cool. I kind of want to like do that and see what I can do with it. Because I want to just like, I want to try this out. You know what? Let's do a sideways one. Seems like something that's cool. So one thing that I'm noticing when it comes to Luxray is that you can kind of with head like circle and then it's not quite it. I have the arc of it going right. It's and I think that that's actually going to get me a pretty long ways because that's the line of action, and then it's like I think we want the line of action through this to be like that. I don't know exactly how this is going to work out, but secret cat torso trick. Is this going to be like it's like a shoe or a penis or something like that? But like all you've got to do gotta yeah. Guess what? Yeah, that's a little thick. Try that again. Add in a little bit more. Hi, kitty cat. Waking up? Come say hi. And also, like the uh, yeah. yeah, I mean, I'm I'm absolutely freeballing all of this. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so uh you're like, hey, why are you drawing the legs and the head and then just gonna like fill the body in? Because I don't know. I don't care. Two differently sized like an uneven peanut. Oh yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Um Particularly because I feel like the rib cage here line up to the have the rib cage here and then it'll actually like line up with another like interesting line of action. Kind of cool. Lines. Drawing a cat. I want to draw our line. Oh, that wasn't a very. It wasn't a bad line, but it wasn't quite the line that I wanted. It's want. Again, and then we're gonna all connect all of this stuff, and it's gonna be pretty. Do you have any idea how it's gonna come out? I don't. Fucking draw it. And of course, please just. And already right here, what I've done is nothing in particular, but also everything. Where the arm's gonna go? I don't know. Like it's gonna go? Hell if I know. I'm gonna have to make the tail curl back, even though it really didn't. Straight back. This is a pounce pose? Yeah, this is a pounce pose. No? And all I'm really doing is I'm just kind of drawing things in the order that I feel like I want to draw them. And that's what's cool about not being a professional or not having to like try to do anything in particular. All I'm really doing right now is figuring out what parts I want to be drawing because I think I can make them look nice, and then do it later. So is that tail going to be connected? It should be, but never know. There's tons of way you can do stuff. So what I think I'll do here, I think I'll have this start of the head, and then the only problem that with what we've got in here is, I kind of want to do like a pouncing tiger. So I need to look at hunting tiger. I'm not sure how their mouths look when they're pouncing, or it's possible that they simply don't. Possible that tigers just don't open their mouths wide because they're not okay. All right. Well, something that I've learned really quickly here is that cats don't just open their mouths like swallow you when they pounce at something. They're actually going for a very quick and precise bite, I would assume, after they get their hands on you, so they've got like a grip and they know, they can manipulate, they can pull your neck into them. So that's interesting. I didn't find any pictures of pouncing cats that were actively biting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to draw. Just guessing. Doing things all the wrong way. Okay. Because what I think is really cool, and this applies to anything you do in life, is that doing things wrong is the best way to become better, way better, way better. And that's why I don't like the idea that like, okay, if you do something for 10,000 reps, you'll eventually get good at it. If you do the disciplined program of study that we've laid out for you, then you learn how to do something at an adequate level. Because why would you spend time and energy learning to do something if you're going to content yourself with being adequate at the end of that effort? You want to do something really cool. You want to do something that you like. You want to do something that, at the end of the day, that you put effort into. You'd be like, yeah, I learned something. Yeah, I got better. Yeah, that was worth my time. Um, so do stuff wrong. Have fun with it. Just be as stylish as you possibly can. Do stuff that's like, well, it's risky, it's stupid, it's dumb. How else are you gonna learn? If you believe that you can only learn by doing things one way, then you'll be so afraid to try anything else that even if it's a good idea, you fail it at once, you'll be like, confirmation bias will be like, nope, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't do anything except the thing that I know that I can do. Not quite the right. See, the interesting thing that oh, the eyes go under it. So that's an interesting thing I just learned. I'm going to influence how I do this because I want my eyes to... There we go. Okay, I had to connect it to that center line. Was it out too well? Little thing there. Just gonna put that on. Okay. That line. And yeah. Yeah, that eye looks a little bit big actually. That's why I wanted to have it that's why I wanted to have this the mouth open, because it feels like this is like such a wild, energetic pose. I mean, it's very sleek and very straightforward, um, but it feels like everything needs to be pushed back. So I'm actually like everything should be going like that almost. Till I find the perfect line makes sense to me. And eh, when it comes out, does it look perfect? Not really. But you know, it's just maybe we just need to add some more detailing. Just we're trying, and I like the... Also got, and this is cool, got this guy. There's actually a lot of interesting stuff going on here, and maybe I think part of the problem that you've got to have a little. You've got to have a little. What's the word for inflection? You've got to have a little inflection, but There we go. Maybe that works just a little better. We're trying. The eyes, the face is definitely pretty easy. What I think feels odd is that it's a circle with a logically the construction of shapes, a large circle here, and like sort of like a cutout here, almost, as though you're peeling a layer of it back like an onion. It seems to match up with what I'm seeing on screen, but it looks different when I put it down to paper. Obviously, well, let's just. But there is one thing we can do that really can kind of maybe make this thing a whole lot of sense. Alright, so now we've got the ears. What I think, and I'm just going to keep leaning towards this until it really steers me wrong, but is that I think that because of the line of action that we've chosen, as intense as it is, everything needs to be flattened back a little bit. It might not come out this way with the way that my lines have come out, but I'm trying to have everything that's more on the top side flattened out and kind of rolling over, where the stuff on the bottom can stay more flat. And then, I mean, you can really just... Like, even that, like, that's a fun line to draw. I think that's going to get me down pretty quickly. Let's see. Because the neck isn't really going to show up. We're going to erase that line. Our pressure is so insane. It's we're just going all in on pretty much everything. But oh, my piece of tape that was holding up my mouse's wire, so that it was kind of always at a fixed distance from the back of the computer. Just kind of gave up the ghost there. It was pretty funny to watch. What I want to do is sort of explore the... I want to explore the claw. I feel like if we just go... a little too far, but... I want to try to get the curve of the knuckles there. You know what? It's possible that that doesn't even need to be the case. Because of... The question is, how do I... The question is, how do I get the claws to make sense such that they're pointed forward and they're angled down in the same direction as that line of action, but where this is the top of the claws, you know? That, and then like that. It doesn't really track with... It doesn't really track with how Luxray's claws are going to be. If I just let the claws like that, then it'd be kind of odd. I'm also smudging it as I do that, so I gotta be careful. Is? Thank you. fact, maybe. Yeah, I think having the claws curling backwards is going to be the most important to do in terms of maintaining a line of action. Because even though they run counter to it, it makes a sense that like because the paws are pushing forwards, they are doing so against you know their own inertia, and so as you go forward, your claws with your hands will start to go backwards if you're trying to push it forward past you. So this is interesting. I was hoping for this to be the left shoulder, but now that I've done that, the claws are all the wrong way. I'm wondering if I can't actually make it so that this is the back, like the back arm. And that one's reaching over, but this arm in front, which actually would probably be right about here, sort of going. It's curling back of itself, so you'd have it like not like the way I did. The way I did was the incorrect direct or vision that I have of the sketch. Now we sketch pretty. Got got this sort of frontal one claw. Claw. Because it's actually this arm is despite appearances is rolling over. Like a little there to show that like, hey, this arm is actually doing a little. It's actually kind of the other way. Uh, I don't really know the best way to do this for. And now I'm trying to like actually take a look at the anatomy of the Deluxray and see that it kind of see that it kind of goes like that, and would go like that. You know, which is I made I made something way simplistic on the first go, but now the other question is how do I get that? This is gonna be interesting. I followed the line of action really like as strictly as I could. Well, maybe it's time to back away from it a bit. Try to counter it. And the way that we're gonna do that is we're actually gonna go by and this sort of gets us to sort of, but try that again. Not quite what we're looking for. And this sketch is gonna get so messed up. It's gonna get so messy, but you know we're having fun with it, so. You know what? I think that maybe what we can maybe. Nah. It's not perfect, and I think at the end of the day, it's not really different from what we started with, but I took a few shots at it and tried to see what the information had. Now, I think what we can also do is we can also some of our little we can also use some context clues in the arms and the legs just to try to like give the audience indication of what direction we're going with it. Because front is actually going to be entirely filled out with black, and so we're gonna have here Buzz Bull and on the front of it, all just all going to be filled out in black. Because that's like where the fur is, and that's sort of where we're going to get away with making some anatomical decisions. Like shading everything in super hard. But you know, we can recover a little bit by doing stuff like that. And we're just adding in those little details that you'd see in a Luxray. And it's gonna muddle it up, but you know, we're trying, we're practicing, we're being weird with it. No point in trying to deflect that. Trying to insinuate that that goes both directions, but that's also going to be on the front. See, I actually like what they have here. They have some little accoutrements that I think are Anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead on the back. I'm just gonna draw some like big explosive. That little curve is being cute. Hi, kitty. That's an eraser. Hi. Now he's trying to grab. I didn't quite get the curve I wanted to this line. We tried to correct and I overcorrected. I think that's a fine line. That's something that we definitely. And the reason we're gonna get away with some of this anatomy is fluffy. And I mean, all of this is just outlines of. Now this is interesting. That didn't work either. Again, I tried to do some sort of weird inflection and quite didn't quite go my way. I don't really think there's a need to change what I'm doing. Because if and again, no need to change what I'm doing. To add inflections that I really just don't. Right now, we've got a pretty strong base. Kind of action, which we can actually get now. I don't remember why that big mark is there. I think it was anything. So the picture I'm looking at, the line was actually in the other way. It was actually like that. I thought was interesting. It was making a statement about how sleek it was. That's the back of its neck. And then this one, I think we can get away with chain flexion points, and then boom. Right to the one, and one kind of grid one. That's the word. Kind of grid this would have. Ah, but now that I think about it, I don't really. That goes from, oh yeah, we're backing it up, and then this, like, what is that? What happened is this. So I didn't realize that this was connected. This whole area needs to get flat towards each other fast, and the curls that are preventing us are here. Fortunately, we can identify where we need to change, and that's good, but it's not great. Why isn't it great? It's because, unlike before, it didn't leave us feeling that it's like this, like, very long but connected fluffy part. Is like there's a bunch of fur growing out of the middle here, and it's just kind of all go. Now, change this, now that we've taken a crack at it. I don't think lines, especially not now, are supposed to get squiggly. But by figuring out where we needed to go, breaking that to yeah, there we go. It's not the greatest way of doing it. None of the things that we're doing are the great way of doing it. So I'm not going to take it too bad. But what we have is we have the sort of soul of what we were trying to get here. By having this length of hair be separate from that length of hair. And that I think is pretty cool. That line was the shadow line. I don't like that line. At least just not just the way it sits there. Kind of. It tries to say something, but it doesn't. Because they have the proper shading in it. No. Now, I mean, it saddens me to say, but this line is not really needed anymore. Because it's now opted, and this little fluffy part, which I love because my dogs. I love watching my dogs. You can kind of see this. It's just like a little scruffy. It's just a little scruffy, right where they don't need fur. It's like right at their joints. Where the fur is not going to grow super long, then it gets in the way and gets pushed and whatever. So it stays kind of short and gets kind of scruffy because body's not really quite sure what to do with it. That's the stuff that I'm seeing. And now I think the cool. Yes. Yes. Better. I'm actually enjoying drawing like the Minecraft music. Kind of just hanging out to me. Oh, yes, yes. So in this way, we can actually go from one set of colored hair, this like dark fur that occupies uh the majority of like the face and neck area, yellow part. Although I do still get some of that tummy in there. Maybe it actually isn't. I want to get that tummy in there, but I kind of like that little scruffy bit. How do you do? It up? Can I give it up? Eh. White have the same appeal. It is supposed to be like scrappy, scraggly scruff. Um, yeah, I guess that works, but I don't feel as confident about stuff I did about the parts I did with. Oh well, here to have fun. So, it's cool. Actually, get a a outline some stuff. The other way around, isn't it? Yep, it's the other way. I'm looking at it both flipped and like it's just it's. I'm looking at a reference that's flipped, so it's hard for me to tell exactly what's going on. Really, what I should just be doing, saying, and just what you need. Even making some about how this fur one's held. We're gonna eliminate the. So it's going to. There's gonna be some interesting interactions here. Fairly sure how they're gonna. But, eh, fine. Actually, I am thinking how this works. Kind of odd. It's saying that. That's what it's saying. That's where that divot comes. This line actually not necessary. That was what was. So there are different areas of color. I might try to like sleek. Now that we know sort of what we're going for, sleeker. Can, but I don't know that that is good. I am taking an eraser to this thing for the 400,000th time. Comes out at all, it'll be a miracle. Now if I'm not liking this line for something about it is not filling me with joy. Something about it tells me that I'm misunderstanding how the thigh works. bit better. Not sure that it's entirely perfect. I think that maybe the connection there was messing me up. Now the challenge here is with a digitigrade leg. How do its joints flex backwards? Because what that's going to do is that's going to determine paws are going lining up. The front of the paw is going to be are going to be completely vertical. They're going to be back. If I were to put the paws like that, not be. Doesn't seem like they have to bend forward. No, it's the previous part that has to bend forward. The third segment is an extension of the. That's a tricky angle. Tricky angle. Look at real tigers pouncing again. I think I'll do that. I see the. I think I see the trick. I think I see the trick. Go like this. Pause. Left. Roll. That's perhaps not the most elegant way of doing it, but that's a little intense. Because maybe it seems that the pause should. That. Oh, hi, kitty cat. Welcome to my. And then he's got those roll street. Cat sighting? Oh, I think we have a cat sighting, everyone. A shark. Stretchy, stretchy. Stretchy, stretchy. Oh well. Let's see. Other big. Oh, the big ol' tail. Big ol' wacky tail. Wacky sacky. Let's go. Not quite. Not. Uh, oh, can you guys see it? I just want on frame. And then there's like a big old tail puff, right? Like a butt puff. I've done. Big old puffy butt puff. It's just funny that like all of the details just end up like completely upgraded under fur. I mean, it really just like everything totally gets like destroyed by just like the overwhelming amount of fluff. So it's like it's pretty funny. That's a cop out. So drawing that line in the middle, make it look like it's too distinct. And again, I'm trying to change the action line. Just not work. Not super into this one, but again, what else? Other than maybe incorporated into that other stuff, yeah, I guess so. So this is kind of coming out as my And then obviously have a Waka. Got 2 arms, we've got 2 legs. No, I cannot draw that. Let's see. Yeah, no. The only thing we don't really have is like a super defined belly. But like, I could try to color it in like I did with the pigs, but I don't like that. Other than maybe giving yellow a bit of shading that it might deserve. You know, because it's yellow, it's like a warning kind of color. It's like whole affair. I almost want to color in like everything that's like black, like black. My life so much easier. But I mean, Luxray is a pretty dark Pokemon. What do you guys think? Color or no color? Alien back here. As we did, then possibly no color unless you really want to. It's just I don't want to ruin it with blacks. Which I think I could probably get. Assuming. Okay, so check this out. What we're doing is we're using graphite's nature to like to do a. We're filling in all of the black here like a very solid gray. So it's not going to be like black lines like with a very heavy line past that we've done elsewhere. It's also going to maybe give it a sense of like texture, which I think. Uh, so So if it does come out and it's like impossible to like tell what's what, that does tell me that like, hey, I need to job next time like clarifying my line, not getting so confused in the middle of everything. We're working in graphite, it's happened. Now it's totally rid of that. If we don't have contrast, then it's all kind of like falls apart because grays are right next to it. Like if we don't have very clear delineations, then like the grays kind of bleed into the blacks, and it just kind of ends up murky, chalky mess. But if we can have sharp lines that color in very well, shade without too much of a problem. And again, Oh, you know what? If I get sides of, because again, using yellow, what we've got to do is we've got to uh, stay consistent. There we go. That then stays a little bit more consistent throughout. And yeah, I think we're done. I mean, yeah, when I say color, I mean shading. Like we're shading in the colors with graphite. And there's maybe there we go. We can add in a bit more flesh to kind of like show that there is like also some of that under fur. Yeah. Thank you, Mudlar. Were you the one that suggested doing the Luxray? Give it a title. And yeah, okay. I know. I saw. No, Deluxray. I chose Deluxray because it said. I just wondered if you suggested like the Deluxray, uh, itself, drawing itself. I think you did. So. Yeah. Okay. No, wait. You say Deluxe? Do you suggest Deluxray the name and? I think in both cases that's correct. I'm sorry. No. Boley was the one that came up with Deluxray. Okay. You suggested the picture. Boley suggested the name. And yeah, there we go. Got it. Okay. Now that nobody's confused at all anymore. No one's confused. Got it. We're done. Yeah. I poked myself in the eye. All right. Well, that's gonna be our stream. I did like 400 sketches. 4,000 sketches. It's now 5:45 a.m. Time to start the day. You guys are awesome. My desk is full of eraser clippings. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I suppose girls, fully. Um, so I'm gonna go see if there's anyone on Twitch, and that's like I said, that's gonna be all today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope it was exciting. I don't really know how exciting art is to watch, but it was to do. Literally, no one is streaming because no one's fucking awake. Um, and yes, thank you for the again, Mudlark, you did do that JD Jakai picture that you posted earlier, right? Holy like again, holy fuck, that's so cute. So cute.